Welcome to Letting Go University. This is our daily live stream. It's a letting go session based on the prompts from A Course in Miracles, the workbook. Today we're on lesson 258. Let me remember that my goal is God. What's going on? What are the feelings that have us believing that we have something to worry about, something to acquire, something to gain? When we're identified as this body, there's a great many things we seem to need, and yet our Father provides everything we could possibly need. The ego takes credit. As soon as the food is acquired, oh, I got that food. As soon as the money lands in the bank account, oh, I earned that money. As soon as the relationship happens, oh, yes, I did something for that relationship. What if it was all provided? What if everything was provided? The house, the car, the relationships, the body. What if all of this stuff was provision, divine provision? And so what if all we needed was already available in what we are, in God? In God, all things are. Nothing could exist without that source, that life, that love. And so our goal is but to follow the way that leads to God. We have no goal but this. What could we want but to remember God? What could we seek but our identity? Let me remember that my goal is God. The lesson today reads, all that is needful is to train our minds to overlook all little senseless aims and to remember that our goal is God. His memory is hidden in our minds, obscured but by our pointless little goals which offer nothing and do not exist. Shall we continue to allow God's grace to shine in unawareness, while the little toys and trinkets of the world are sought instead? God is our only goal, our only love. We have no aim but to remember Him. Now, there's a tremendous fear that can arise with the idea of turning over all the little toys and trinkets of the world that we've valued so much, that we have the glory and the completion and the totality of the divine, our divine inheritance. Isn't it silly how the ego clings to such small little things, claiming they're valuable and treasure, when the glory of God, the joy of heaven, God's will of perfect happiness for us is always available? And it's just obscured by all these little, let me focus here, let me focus here. Like, I need this, I need that. I'm only going to be okay if I have this, if I have this person, if I have this money, if I have this food, if I have these clothes, if the body appears this way. Oh, the vanity of the ego, and its disclaiming and its attempting to be separate from our Father, from God. And there's nothing wrong with any of this. We don't need to stack sin or guilt or claims that any of that is real. We've already obscured our truth enough. So rather than making wrong of it or attacking it, defending against it, what if we just surrendered it all? What if we just turned it over? And that's what letting go is all about. It's forgiveness, forgiving ourselves the illusions that we have just energized with our focus and making them such a big deal. Let us today remember that our only goal is God. Our only goal is God. Is that true? No. No. I am so focused on money. I am so focused on food and what I will eat. I'm so focused on clothing, housing, and the relationships that seem to be in the world. And that's okay. Is there some illusion, some fearful imagining, some horror story that if you were to focus on God and make God your only goal, that these things would not be provided for you? Is there some attempt the ego would make to separate you from your Father by saying that He does not know what you need? I know what you need. Ego knows what you need, not God. Ego provides. Ego take place of God. Isn't that what's going on? So remember, the fear is not real. All fear is illusion. Surrendering your will and your life to the care of God, remembering God in all things, does not mean you will not eat. Does not mean you won't have money. It does not mean you won't have somebody to bed with. That is all fear coming from the ego, believing that it will lose something. And the ego might. It will lose dominion over your life when you turn it over to God. But that does not mean you won't have even pleasures in the world, even the transitory things that are here today and gone tomorrow. Surrendering your life, remembering God, turning over the ego, letting go of it, forgiving the appearances of the world, does not mean that you're in for a bad ride. No, it means you're in for the best ride ever. So notice the fear of turning your life over to God, remembering God always, not getting distracted by the pointless little goals which offer nothing, which the ego presents to you, promising you everything, empty promises the ego makes. So could you release the fear, the worry, and the anxiety that has you focused on such little things, that you may have your divine inheritance? Let's do some letting go. Thank you for being here. Let me remember that my goal is God. My goal is God. My goal is the all, is everything, is the joy of heaven. My goal is an infinite love. My goal is that beauty of the totality of creation. Let's recontextualize this. What is God? What is the glory of God in the highest that is here for you? That's the goal. That's the goal. Let me remember that my goal is God. Infinite beauty, infinite love, infinite joy. Now let's look at what I have been looking for instead. Some little relationship, some numbers in a computer that I call money, some food for the body, as if the glory of God has not provision for it. And could you just take some senseless little aim the ego would convince you is better than the treasure of God, the joy of heaven? And it's okay. Just take a look at it. What would have you forget? Infinite beauty is your goal. What would have you forget? Love, infinite love is your goal. What would have you forget? God. And take that little goal that the ego presents you, tempting you to smallness and limitation. And could you notice any fear of giving it up? Any worry, any anxiety? As if the kingdom of heaven has not provision greater for you than this? It's okay. Could you let this feeling come up? Oh, so many of these lessons are about forgiving fear, letting it go. Could you just allow that worry, that fear, the anxiety? Well, maybe what God has for me isn't as good as this. Oh, my son, my daughter, same thing. It's okay. Could you allow yourself to feel this worry, this fear? Fight it not. Could you not make it real? Could you just let this be just a feeling? Just an ego survival program attempting to separate you from me? Could you allow yourself to feel this feeling? Feel it, feel it, feel it. Eventually, it will pass, and you will come to me and know that all is given you. Beyond any promises the ego could make, could you just allow yourself to feel this feeling? It's okay. It's okay to feel worry. It's okay to feel fear. To fight it claims it's real. Could you let it up and just be turning it over, surrendering this fear? Would you rather have this fear or the joy of heaven? Could you let go of the fear that obscures the joy I have for you? Would you let go of this small little concern, seeming treasure the ego presents you, that you might have the totality of heaven, your birthright? When could you let go of fearing loss when all things are given you? Our Father has given you all. Could you let go of any worry, fear, or concern that you might lose some little pointless thing in accepting all He has for you? Could you remember that that goal you have, the goal of God, encompasses all things which would bring you joy, beauty, love? These little goals the ego has created to attempt to be separate from that infinite love, that boundless joy. That just is a distraction, an illusion. It doesn't even exist. Let you remember that your goal today is God. That is your goal. And all things worthy of the Son of God, the daughter of God, same thing. That's you. All things worthy are in that one goal. And it's okay. We've all experienced this madness of wanting something so small to replace something so heavenly, so great. Could you just allow yourself to look at some little small thing? The ego says, this will bring you salvation. This will bring you joy. This will bring you safety. What's some little goal of the world which is here today and gone tomorrow, which would distract you from the goal of God, or has distracted you? It's okay. Could you just notice what the ego has tempted you to replace God with? And could you notice any fear, anxiety, worry, or even terror of giving that up? As if God does not have so infinitely much more for you. And it might even include that thing. Could you notice the concern? Oh, maybe God's not going to take care of this body. Can't surrender this to Him. I have to do it. I have to have this. I have to get this. It's okay. The ego is quite insane. Could you just notice this fear, this worry, this concern that keeps the ego alive? Well, seemingly, that would obscure the truth of your true identity. And to fight this fear, to run from this fear, claims it's real. Could you just allow that feeling up, open up? Because it gets stuck there, accumulated, because I don't like feeling this feeling. It's bad. It's wrong. It's just a feeling. Could you let it up? Could you feel this fear of loss that you may not be provided for if you let go of the ego's goal for smallness? If you let go of valuing what is valueless? Could you just notice that worry, that fear, that anxiety, whatever it is? It's just a feeling. It needs no label because it does not even exist. Could you allow this feeling to dissolve in the presence of what you are? As you bring your presence to the feeling, the power that you are, the glory that you are, the love that you are, that this has obscured. As you light that up, could you just let that feeling be felt? Lighting up the darkness, lighting up blowing away the cloud that would obscure your identity, just feeling it, feeling it, feeling it. And could you release this feeling? Would you release this feeling and let yourself be enlightened in your true identity, which needs value nothing or worry about nothing in the world? When could you release and be restored to conscious awareness of your true identity, where fear is a stranger? All you're suggested to remember today is your goal: infinite, radiant beauty, the love of God, the love of heaven, your divine inheritance, joy. Remember, your goal is God. Now, how does the ego attempt to survive as separate from God? Well, surely you should prioritize what you eat today, how much money you have, this relationship, this person. Make them an idol, for they are your salvation. That's what the ego says. We've all experienced it. So rather than stacking guilt on this, oh no, I idolized something in the world. No, just look, what are you placing before your true goal? God. For that infinite love does not condemn an error, a mistake. We're here to forgive errors and mistakes. Could you just notice the feeling? If you were to let go of, abandon the goal of that relationship, that money, that food, is there any fear you would not be provided for or loved? Any worry, any anxiety? Sure. And there's nothing wrong with that. To fight this feeling, to deny it, would claim it's real. Why would I deny something that's not real? Could you let up this feeling? Could you allow it to come up? Could you just feel that feeling of worry, fear, anxiety, wherever it seems to be in your field? Oh, I can't give this up. It's okay. It does feel real sometimes. It does seem real sometimes. It's only because your true identity, which fears not, has been obscured. Could you let this feeling come up? Could you just feel that feeling? Maybe God doesn't have me. Could you ignore the thoughts? The thoughts are senseless babble of the world. And could you just allow this feeling to unwind, to dissolve in the presence of your true identity? Just a feeling. And could you allow it to dissolve? Just surrendering this feeling to the truth of what you are, to your true goal, God. Would you surrender this feeling to God, to your true provision, safety, and love? No idol, the truth. That is what you are. When could you surrender fear? Give it up, that you may know the safety, the glory, and the provision which you are for the world. Let us remember that our goal is God. What is God? Infinite beauty, radiant splendor, the joy of heaven, the love that passeth all understanding of the world. What could be greater than this? And to be at one with this, to be that, and to give it to the world, which has been lost in error and mistake, forgiving all appearances and loving, 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 projecting beauty into the world, projecting joy into the world. You are the source. Remember your goal, your true identity in God. Let us remember our goal, our true identity in God, our beauty, our infinite love, our joy, and let us give it to our brothers and sisters. Let us deliver the gifts of heaven that we have been given, for as we give them, we have them. Well done, releasing. Thank you for bringing heaven and God to the world. Have the best day.